Alright, so I'm going to click play. Let's dive into this Beast War. I'll pause it occasionally. Alright, big jungle. For millions of years in the city, our world has transformed. But something else has awakened. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that there's probably going to be some kind of time travel aspect to it, which is kind of a large premises of what Beast Wars was, and since this is kind of a Beast Wars inspired film, I could see them doing that definitely. And there's two things I could think: either it's the Maximals have awaken, or it's the thing with the malevolent force that's behind the Terracons. I'm gonna cry. I got something stuck in my throat, something that I ate. Okay, so looks like all right. There's Primal, jumps down. First of all, I must say the design for Optimus Primal. I'm I'm very impressed with it. Very impressed with it. They captured a lot of the essence of how that character looked back in Beast Wars, and I'm meaning towards the season one Optimus Primal, where he had like the thing on his chest that looked like kind of like the Matrix, but it looked like a cannon. He's got that. Okay, Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime jumps in, thinking that he's going to harm the humans, telling them to stand down. Primal says, "I'm not the one to fear, Prime." And Optimus, there's a darkness coming. Optimus Prime cools down, and I wonder if what he's saying is actually later on in the film. I have no proof, but usually stuff that's in post production usually tends they a lot of movies do this with a lot of trailers where they'll take audio from something somewhere else in the movie and they'll put it over the scene because we don't know what he's saying to Optimus right here. But seeing Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal side by side in a live action movie, there's something that just reignites, because Beast Wars, for those who don't know, that was my introduction. That was my introduction to Transformers, was Beast Wars. So over the years, seeing little bits and bits of it kind of trickling through, and now they're in a full on movie. So let's continue. All right, the Brooklyn Bridge, Optimus, Bumblebee. By the way, the soundtrack in the trailer also. All right, Mirage, one of the human characters. There's a scene that's very reminiscent to the scene in the very first Transformers movie where Sam's sitting inside the Camaro and cleans off the center of the steering wheel. There's an Autobot medallion in the middle center of the steering wheel, and so kind of seeing that, kind of comparing it to it, I could see some cinematic connection. Okay, cops are trying to pull him over. The guy's in Mirage. They're being pursued by a cop. The guy looks out the window, is looking at the cop, saying that he's not driving. First of all, if I was the cop in that car and I saw that, I'd be unsure. Okay, what do you mean you're not driving? Then Mirage does this incredible thing that we kind of see them done in the previous movies, especially Dark of the Moon, with Bumblebee treads more from a guising and Sam's flopping around. Well, Mirage is driving, transformed. Oh, because he was flip flopped, and so he transforms and shifts everything so he's facing forward again. All while the guy's still sitting in the car, and then the cop ends up losing him. Goes off a jump. Okay, there's one scene that just blew my mind seeing, and it felt like I was watching Transformers Kingdom for a moment. Because you see Bumblebee in his car in his off-road Camaro, which I must say looks most excellent. And then Cheetor is in his cheetah mode, and he's running. He's keeping up with Bumblebee. So I'm like, okay, it could go fast, but I like how they didn't make them smaller. And I kind of originally wanted them to be smaller robots due to kind of how they were in Beast Wars. And I'll keep going back to Beast Wars and a lot of this stuff. But let's continue. So it looks like Air Razor shooting fire. Sweet action scene where I believe it's Battletrap is driving towards Wheeljack and RC's inside of his inside of his Volkswagen van. Can't talk today. I can't talk. And he shoots a missile, and it goes like in between both open ends on the sides of the van. Then RC jumps out and looks like she starts firing back. I wonder if this is the tagline that they're going with. It says power is primal. Okay, there's one part in this movie, this trailer, that kind of feels like it leads towards whatever Primal's talking about, because Primal, let me go back. Of all the threats, and as soon as he says of all the threats, and I'm assuming he's talking to Optimus when they're in the jungle, going back to that first part. It shows the scene where everything is just devastated. There's a character that I can't quite make out, but Optimus Prime is on the ground and Bumblebee comes in. I can't tell who that is, that unless that is some unknown character that they haven't, because I don't know if they're a Decepticon, if they're a Predacon. They're most likely a Terracon, but I think what we're seeing isn't anything that's going to be like a major factor. Well, it probably would be a major factor in the film, but what we see, Prime's on the ground, this mysterious villain's looking over him with like this blade, and well, Bumblebee jumps in and just right through his chest. Yikes. Well, okay, so I don't think is going to be something that's going to negatively affect any of the characters in our timeline. So as I mean by that is the scene is something from the future, and that is the warning that Primal's trying to give Optimus Prime. Because I don't know who this is. Let's continue. Okay, so he unleashes this like electronic pulse. from both your past. Ooh. Rhinox. And Optimus Prime transforms. Let's go back. Let's go back for a second. So I'm assuming it's Optimus that Prime. Let's get them in order. Prime and Primal. I'll refer to them. Primal's talking to Prime, I'm assuming. And then he says this. Of all the threats from both your past and future, definitely time travel. Absolutely, there's time travel has got to play a big part in the whole presence of why the Maximals are even in this movie. So, then it goes to a scene where you got the meteorites, and I don't know if they're going with like how they were in the Bumblebee movie, where they're like a capsule kind of ship, kind of like a Saiyan pod. That's how I kind of thought that was kind of cool, instead of like where they become it, which I also thought was cool. But look, they're flying into a city. There's 3 of them. They crash into like a bay in the middle of the night. And then Primal says, "You've never faced anything like this." And Optimus Prime replies back with, "Let them come." Now, could this all be dialogue from their first introduction to each other? I don't know. It kind of sounds like it could. And then it goes into a battle scene that feels like it's straight out of Transformers Prime. That's a good thing. That is absolutely a good thing, because the most we got to anything close to this was probably more like the scene in Dark of the Moon, where Prime comes in, starts cutting Decepticons in half, and apparently that's a bad thing. Yeah. So again, I mean, it's just so cool. You get to see Cheetor in action, Optimus. You got to see Battle Trap, and then Primal comes running in, and how he transforms. How he transforms is so clever, because there's not a lot of crazy stuff going on because of how similar his robot mode is to his beast mode. But there are still significant, noticeably things that have changed. But it's such a smooth transformation, and then not just that, but he's got his 2 swords, and it looks like they're on a chain, and that just made me think of his old mace weapon that had the weird spiky alien head skull on it. That ended up becoming a character years later during Kingdom. So yeah, that's cool. And then you just see, I mean, it's a full-on war. It looks like a giant machine that reminds me of the Star Harvester. Someone flying around towards the very end. Oh, just the way Primal looks. That looks so good. If you were to tell me that they were going to make a Beast Wars movie, 20 years ago, and now here we have a live action Optimus Primal. So Primal goes running into battle. It looks like that might be Pterosaur flying around in what might look like his robot mode, because he's, or whatever it is, it's red. The only flying red thing with any of this I could think of that they would probably use would be Pterosaur. So you see this battle going on, they're running around, and Primal jumps up, he's got his swords together, and he's just coming down right at who I believe is Battle Trap. And then you see like a thinner looking person in the background. that looks like they look like lizards. They look like lizards. They look like weird alien looking lizards with like horns. So we're dealing with time travel. Okay, that's like the first thing. Dealing with time travel, we're dealing with possibly some crazy Unicron stuff because if the Terracons are there, I'm going to assume that they're working for him, and they might not be going with the he's the Earth thing. I don't know. I can't tell, but there's some weird looking machine that like these giant spider legs, and then yeah, there's like demon. I don't know what they are. I there's a lot of stuff going on. And mind, this is just a trailer. This isn't the whole movie. Yeah, there's like I don't know what they are. They're like weird looking monsters. At the very end, just Transformers, Rise of the Beast. It's going through different insignias. It goes to a Maximal, to a Terracon, to an Autobot. So what does that mean? I don't know, but I'd like to hear from you in the comments section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. There's a little bit left. So there's one of the other human characters. She's like, I don't, this isn't real. This can't be real. This can't be real. And Arcee's in the background, and she just like waves, and she's like, okay, this is real. And then Mirage and the other human, he transforms. He just walks at him all casually. So, final thoughts. They didn't really give away very much. If anything, they kind of gave you a basic idea of like, there's this threat, and then the introduction of the Maximals. The other thing I'd like to talk about is the design of the Maximal symbol. It's not the traditional one that we come to know, but it did kind of have its start with the Kingdom packaging and a lot of the Kingdom promotional stuff that they put out, especially in the intro. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it looks bad. Terracons is the other thing I'd like to talk about. Obviously, they're working for Unicron. There's some plot, time travel with Primal and the other Maximals that wake up. The thing that I thought was pretty cool is that stuff takes place in like New York and Brooklyn, and it's supposed to take place in I believe 1994. So I can guarantee that hip hop music's going to play a part in the movie, especially with Biggie in the beginning and pretty much throughout this trailer. That was my reaction slash breakdown. I wouldn't really say it's a breakdown, more of a reaction. So let's go with it's a reaction. Oh hey, for all the old school Beastman realmers or whatever, I haven't really thought up of a name yet. Remember this? This is vintage Beastman. This thing has seen wars. See, look, it's torn. This thing's done me good job over the years. Anyways, yeah, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would love to see what all of you have to say. I recommend watching the trailer. Eventually, I'll do a video where I'm kind of breaking everything down. And I've been waiting all day. I've been waiting all day for this to come out. So, yeah. Sheesh. Follow me on my Instagram. That is the Mighty Beastman. One whole word. And you can also follow me on Twitter, which is more of my more active one, and that's Beastman Review. There's a space in between. Just to clarify. Yeah, I post a lot of action figure artwork, photography, Pokemon cards, just a plethora of different stuff. For those, if this is your first time seeing anything of mine, I am Nernadel Beastman, or the Mighty Beastman. I go by many names. I'm the one who goes by many. I'm a variety review channel. I'll go from anything to Galvatron, all the way to a Pokemon. So, you haven't checked any of my older videos, please feel free to go ahead. I've got multiple series. Some of them are ongoing. Some of them are kind of they come and go. Holiday special type ordeals. I got those. Beast mode. Since just why not? Rise of the Beast. Let's make it all about beasts. So Beast mode. It's a pretty fun series. Fun doing it. I go over Transformers who have animalistic kind of beast creature modes. If you like beast machines, I've got beast machines. I do. Some of them have been sacrificed for future customs, but I've got a Optimus Primal. I got the Beast Machines. I've got the Beast Machines Optimus Primal. And if you want to watch that. Optimus Primal Power of the Primes upgrade kit from Grimlock's Forge. If you're watching this, shout out to you, mate. And yeah, if this is your first time seeing any of my content, go ahead, check out all the stuff. I've done some interviews also. Big shout out to the homie JV over at Optination Reviews. Much love to you, man. Go and check his channel out too. He's got some stuff up about Rise of the Beast also. Good friend of mine. Good friend to the channel. So you're watching this also. So thank you for watching. If you are excited just as I am for Transformers Rise of the Beasts, then, well, you can also join in on the fun. Because there's a lot of stuff to come from here on out. Got a year. I could make do with that. But can you? Anyways, thanks for watching, and remember to keep on rocking in the free world. Yeah.